fix up the mic in here. Why does it? I think I should do it. Okay, now we're live. Cool. So this stream is mainly about learning the Godot engine and how to move a simple block. Let's see. So well, the first thing to do is to go to Godot documentation, introduction. This is the Godot script, C#. I don't like either. No, I will not add you in your Discord. No, my streams are not amazing. There's the bots in Twitch. Anyways, so visual documentation before it starts, tutorials and guides. So let's go to before you start. Okay. Video getting started is just the introduction. Okay. I don't care. This is the hello world funk ready. Okay, so the GD script is a new type of language, which of course I would want to learn here. System requirements, getting started. Step your first 2D game. Step-by-step tutorial. By the end, you'll have a simple cover. All right, like in the image below, it's good. Setting up the projects. What I'll miss here is actually coding using Vim to actually code. I'm not sure if it's if it's possible. Value project path. Okay, so C++ unwritten. Okay. Download the asset. The archive contains images and sounds that you will be using to make the game. Extract the archive and move the art just slash fonts directories in your project directory. So this is the project directory which I would like to see more of. Let's see if I can get so I click there, let's go here. According to that, I do have the SVG. The important there is project file, which is this project.godot. And inside of that, I have the art and the fonts file. Okay. So I actually have downloaded some things which I would like to take it here, and this is my folder structure. New folder, let's call it art or assets. And yeah, cool. Let's keep it here. Okay, so this is the Godot engine that I have started, and I'm not sure of how this is. Is there any? This is the resources. The icon is here. The new folder, new script, resources, text file open in terminal. Why isn't there any terminal in here? That's my question. Because if I open a terminal, it opens up something that I do not particularly like. .godot, project godot. Okay, cool. Let's just exit out of the terminal. Session complete. Yeah. Okay. Not sure what it is doing. Cool. So here's the scene. There's the root node. I am not sure what I'm doing at the moment. The import. Let's try to make it a bit bigger. Cool. Okay. Okay. So I don't need the assets. This game is designed for portrait mode, so we need to adjust the size of the game quick window. Okay. So click on the project settings. I'm not sure actually which type of game I'm trying to make. Rather, rather I think what I let's see the type of assets that we have. My first uh question is that okay, wow, okay. Why isn't there any other files? For example, in here, I can see the icon.svg, which is here, but I am also have the assets file in here, which is not exactly showing anything. That's the problem. I think, okay, organizing the project. Okay. In this project, you'll make 3 independent scenes: player, player mob, and HUD, in which will combine into the main scene. Okay, in a larger project, it might be useful to create folders to hold variable scenes and their scripts. But for this relatively, you can save your screen and scripts in the project's root folder, identified by the res. Okay, cool. You can see your project folder. No, I don't. I don't, because if it is like this, I should see it like this, right? So in this example, it has the art and the fonts, so that it is here in the arts and the fonts. I have here the assets. For some reason, it's not here. There's no way to refresh. Does not really run. Okay, sorry, it's not run. Huh. Report. Mhm. So for example, if I create new folder called assets, and for some reason it already exists, but it's not showing. Why isn't it not showing? Let's try. Folder not showing in GODOT. File this is not showing all folders. Because you have named the we have named this a little ignore. this also happens if there's a project.godot in the directory. I'm writing that for other readers who might land this issue report. I'm trying to solve this, or I have a copy of my that landed in a directory because of a drag and dropped failure that are completely different. So what's that? Copy of my that landed in a directory because of a drag and dropped failure that I've completely noticed. Okay, that is odd. Dot git ignore dot icon project godot. Mm-hmm. So view option import take photo. Okay. Not sure what I'm doing, but let's see. There's something that I don't know what it is, and it goes in here and ds store git ignore coded Macintosh file. Okay, editor. Of course not. Wait. Not sure what's the problem. And on manually. Icons from the external source verify type and file manager. Check. Right. So it's not showing. That's the this stupid. This is not good at all. Let's cut this up and try to turn it down again. There is one. Let's see if it works now. Importing assets. Okay. Now it is working for some reason. I don't know. Cannot just restart it every time. Let's see what asset it does have. So it's a PNG file. So let's open it up. Okay. So the inspector, you cannot see the inspector, right? Yeah, let's keep it like this. There are like buildings, there are decorations, there are units. Let's go to units. Go to glue units. Let's go to Lancer. Ah, ah. Down right, down attack, idle. Okay, so these are all PNGs. So that's how assets are actually created in Godot. Oh, sorry, assets are normal created. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, let's go to the update. Deco effects, factions, the factions, goblins, knights, buildings, no troops, dead. Let's go to dead. Okay, does that look like blue? Let's blue. Okay, it's a lot of. Can I Is there any this object is real? Mhm. Uh-huh. Okay, cool. 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 Okay. So just restarting Godot fixes it. All right. So let's creating the player scene with project settings in place. We can start working. I do not have the project settings in place. That's the thing. Let's go to previous. There are specific project settings. Uh, height, width, and height. Okay. So the height is viewport. Uh, Portrait modes. Okay, so it's designed in a portrait mode, but my okay. Okay, so it says that go to click on project, project settings, window, viewport is around width to be 570 to 40, 480, right? Just to make sure. Okay, and uh, also on the illustration, set mode to canvas items, aspect to keep, ensures that the game scales consistently on different sides. Okay, so stretch canvas stretches modes canvas items. Keep. Okay, no way to actually. Okay, cool. Let me see if it did. It did. Okay, cool. Did the organizations and yeah. Creating the player scenes. What today's objective is actually learning how to place a player and just move it with WASD. That's all I want to do. First, the first scene will define player object. One of the benefits of creating separate player scene is that we can test it separately even before we created the other parts of the game. Okay, cool. The node structure. To begin, we need to choose root node of the root node for the player object. General rule of scenes. Root node should reflect the object's desired functionality. What the object is. Okay, in the upper left corner in the scene tab, click on the other nodes and add an area 2D. Okay, we are the area 2D node. Godot will display the following warning icons next to the requires a shape to detect collisions or overlap. We can ignore the warning temporarily because we'll first set up the player's visuals. The visuals are ready. We will add a collision shape as a child node. This will allow us to accurately size and position the shape. Okay. Okay. Sprite animation. This is not the player node, it's just 2D area. Mm-hmm. Bah. Mm-hmm. I don't care, I know. Mm. But huh? Learn static typing. These are just things I knew, so I would go to brackets. This is the way to learn.
So nodes are the fundamental building blocks of your game, and nodes come in many types. Some display an image, others play a sound or add physics. And we can even extend existing nodes to build more powerful ones. So in its essence, making a game in Godot is combining and extending nodes to get the result we're looking for. It's a super creative and fun process. But building everything in one big world with
Mm.
nodes for the player, enemies, UI, and a bunch of levels all in one place would quickly become completely unmanageable and confusing. Instead, we use scenes. Scenes allow us to bundle together nodes into reusable packages. A scene can be a character, a weapon, a menu. They can be as small as a single collectible coin or an entire level. Scenes make it really easy to focus on building one part of our game at a time, and then slowly combining them to make our game larger and larger.
So mainly scenes are objects, which of course contains can contain other objects. For example, in this example of this level, the entire level can be a scene, and inside of the level there are characters and coins and etc. That can also be individual scenes.
This is because we can put scenes inside of other scenes, which is called nesting, and allows us to take
Yeah,
scenes from one
exactly,
scene,
that's what I'm trying to
say
say.
a collectible coin scene, and put them all inside of another scene, say a level 1 scene. And even
Uh-huh.
better, since scenes are reusable, we can make a scene only once and then use it all over our game. We can make many levels that all use the same collectible coin scene. And if we want to change something about our coin, we simply edit the scene, and it automatically updates everywhere else. So
Yeah.
using all the nodes, scenes, and
Kind
collectibles.
of, kind of like class and an object in programming, where you change the specific class attributes and then it changes for all of the objects. Yeah.
Start to resemble a tree-like structure, and that's exactly what we call it, the scene tree. And fittingly, we call the node at the very beginning of the tree the root. So now that we know a bit about how Godot works, let's start by making the most essential part of our game, the player character. Player 1.0. So let's create a scene where we'll put everything together. This is going to be a 2D game, so I'll select 2D scene, and let's rename this from node 2D to game. And even though it's empty,
Okay, so let's start with that then. So it's this 2D scene, and I will do this. Let's I to rename game. That's what he did.
empty, let's go ahead and save it. So hit Control S, go under scenes, and let's save it here. And now we can actually play our
Okay, so he has some assets, scenes, and scripts. Okay, we can do that. Let's create a folder called yeah, go scenes. Another folder called asset scenes and scripts. Okay, cool. So this is an unsaved scene, which we will save it in scene and save it. Yeah, exactly.
play our game. It's not going to be very exciting, but let's try it out. So let's hit play up here or simply press F5. It's going to tell us that we haven't selected a main scene. We need to tell Godot which scene to run. I'm just going to press select current, and you can see that our game scene becomes blue to let us know that this is now our main scene. And as you can see, not much is happening.
Mhm.
So let's stop playing by hitting the stop icon here or pressing F8, and let's put it.
So the controls are this side. Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
A player to make it more exciting. So first off, let's create a new scene by hitting the plus sign up here, and this will be our player scene. And the root node for our player is going to be what is called a character body 2D. So let's add a new node by pressing the plus here or hitting Control A.
So he created a different scene and then it's adding a node. It's a 2D scene, create a root node.
And let's search for character body 2D. As you can see, this is
Okay. Okay, I'm not sure. Character body 2D.
say 2D physics body that is specialized for characters moved by script. So it's perfect for
Mm
any player character that we want to be able to collide with the environment. So let's say create.
-hmm.
Now we can see our node here, but we can't actually see our player in the scene. So let's add some graphics. Let's add another node. I'm going to hit Control A, and let's search for sprite. And as you can see, we can choose a single sprite, or in our case, we want to create an animated character. So let's choose the animated sprite 2D. Sprites are just what we call images in our 2D world. Now with this node selected, we can use the inspector here on the right to change properties.
Add a child node sprite, animated sprite 2D, and still both of them.
On that node. If we select a different node, say our character body 2D, we can now see the properties
Oops.
from that node instead. So our inspector allows us to change things about a node. In our animated sprite 2D, we want to add
Okay.
animations. And we want to give it some sprite frames, the individual frames that will make up our animation. Let's click here and add a new sprite frames. And now with this selected, we can see that it will open up the sprite frames window at the bottom. And in this window, we're going to press this tiny icon here that lets us add frames from a sprite sheet. So let's click that, go into our assets, under our sprites, let's find our knight.
That's something. New sprite frames. You select this, it will come here. Add frames from a sprite sheet. Yes, we have a sprite sheet. So we go to this guy. We have the factions, the knights, the troops. Why is buildings for the knights? The factions, effects, decoration, resource terrain. Aha, okay, cool. So we've got the faction, the knights, troops. Let's select the warrior and yellow. Open this up. All right. Yeah, okay. I think this entirety is the idle scene. This is the attack. This does not make sense. This is attacking. Hard to follow actually, honestly. Are these all the same, or there are slight, no, there are slight differences on where the shields are. So I'm guessing these are just okay, these are like two different attack modes. One attack, different attack. So going behind one attack and the different attack. Okay, cool. Okay, I think I got it.
.png. And as you can see, I've gone ahead and packed all the different sprite frames of the knight's animation into a single image. This is called a sprite sheet. It's a very efficient way of working with lots of sprites, such as when doing animation. Otherwise, we would have to create an image for each single frame, which would quickly become an unmanageable amount of files. Now to start adding these frames in, we first need to configure the grid here. Currently it's set to 4x4. Let's go ahead and increase this. I've created an 8x8 grid here, and as you can see, each frame now has its own grid cell. And let's just start by adding the idle animation. To do this, we simply click the frame.
So yeah, kind of like this.
In the order that we would like. So I'm going to go from the left-hand side here and click. As you can see, it says this to 0, the first frame. Then I'm going to click the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And now it goes from 0 to 3, and we'll play from left to right. We can always
Makes sense though, but 5. No.
click again to remove, and this is how you can quickly build an animation from different parts of your spreadsheet. So I'll select these 4 frames and hit add frames. Now let's hit F to center our character on.
Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so I've got my character, and what happens if I... Okay, it is frame duration. Maybe, yeah, okay. So each of the frames will actually start from... That does not make sense, but okay, I'll just select this and then just say one, and that will be okay.
Character on the screen, and I'm going to use the scroll wheel to zoom in. We can also click and drag with the middle mouse button to pan. Now our to make textures look better, but apply to pick on the default texture filter. Let's change this from lit. Let's simply disable this. Let's go to project, project settings. Let's go under
Mhm.
rendering to textures, and here on the default texture filter, let's change this from linear to nearest, which will immediately
Okay, so pause it or whatever. Rendering textures linear to nearest. Okay, cool. All right.
make our pixel art look crisp. Then we can select our animated sprite.
Mhm.
Let's try playing the animation. That looks great. I'm going to increase the FPS here to 10 to make it go a bit faster.
Okay, so that's the FPS, right? Okay, cool. But my question is, okay, cool.
I'm also going to rename the animation here to idle. I'm going to enable autoplay to make sure it plays right when we start the game. And
So also keep it idle, and it says autoplay on road. Yeah. Okay, cool.
finally, I'm going to take this right here and move it up to make it kind of stand on this line. And that's it for our graphics for now. We'll add more animations later. But as you can see, we're currently getting this warning here in the scene view. And if I hover over it, it's going to say that this node has no shape, so it can't collide or interact with other objects. And this is because a character body 2D is a physics node. And whenever we're working with physics, we need to define a shape that the physics engine can work with. So let's add a new node. I'm going to press the plus sign here. I'm going to search for collision shape 2D, hit create. And here in the inspector, we can now define a new shape. I'm going to add a circle shape. I'm going to make this a bit smaller and drag it up. Somewhere around there looks fine. Now you're probably thinking, well, this is pretty far from our actual graphics, but that's totally fine. Colliders rarely need to be very precise. And it's a good rule of
Okay, so it's told us to actually move it like this, standing on top of the line, and does not have so it's a child node's collision 2D. This is not the node. And is it the transform process physics? Shape, yeah. The circle. Okay, so let's bring it over here and let's try to make it a bit bigger like this. And he did say to make it keep it smaller, something like this, yeah. Okay. I'll let it keep it like this. Okay, cool. Cool.
good rule of thumb to make them a bit smaller than the graphics if you need to.
Mhm.
Targets that are too large is simply going to be frustrating when playing. So let's now rename the top node here to player. And let's save the scene, Control S, as player, hit save. And now we can go into our game scene and simply drag our player in here. So I'm going to go to the top here and drag in the player. We also need to create a camera so that we can control what is currently being shown. So let's add a new node, hit Control A, search for camera 2D, hit
So let's save it in character body 2D now. Let's say yellow knight. Yellow knight, yeah, it's this yellow knight. And got this scene, let's cross it out. And they've got the games in the yellow knight should be inside of, yeah, exactly. And it also,
create. And now if we press F, we can see that we have this huge camera viewport.
all right, okay, cool. Let's not, camera, camera 2D. Mhm.
This is definitely currently too large, so let's zoom in on our camera. I'm going to set the zoom here to 4x4 and simply click and drag our camera to be on top of the player. And now we can try playing our game. And there you go. We now have a player that is playing 4x4 and simply click and drag our camera to be on top of the player. And now we can try.
Camera is on top of the player now. Let's, if I move it here and the camera, the camera should also be in the center. For example, here. That should work now. Not bad, honestly.
We can try playing our game. And there you go. We now have a player that is playing in different animations and rebind input to the keys we'd like to use. As for the path here, I'm going to make sure that we put this inside of our scripts folder and immediately folds off the screen. That's because we need to give him a collider to stand on. Right now, our player has a collider, but it doesn't have anything to collide with. So that this might look really confusing and nothing else is happening. That's because we need to add a script that allows us to move around. So let's close our game, go into our player scene, and with our player node selected, let's press this add script button. Here we can choose a template. Of course, we're going to do some programming in this video, but writing player movement can quickly become a bit overwhelming. So for now, we'll use the basic movement template provided by Godot. Then later, we'll go in and modify to play different animations and rebind input to the keys we'd like to use. As for the path here, I'm going to make sure that we put this inside of our script folder.
Okay. So what it's telling me to do is open up this one. Yeah. And it is, where did it come from? This should have a script. And template was. Yeah.
And let's just name it player. Let's hit create. And as you can see, this creates a script.
Okay. It's not in this. No. It should be in the scripts. And Yellow Knight. Okay, cool. And create. I like now to see the programming stuffs. Thing about Godot is to have to learn the language. I think it's fairly easy. Not going to delve into the C++. Rather, I'll just try to learn this one because it seems easy and it's Pythonic, kind of like Python and mixed between Python and JavaScript. So that's a good thing.
Script that will move around our character. I know that this might look really confusing at first, but don't worry, we'll have a look at what all this means later. For now, let's just try playing. And our player immediately falls off the screen. That's because we need to give him a collider to stand on. Right now, our player has a collider, but it doesn't have anything to collide with. So in our game, I'm going to go back to the 2D view at the top here. This is where we can change from script view to 2D. Let's add a new node. So let's hit the plus sign. Let's add a static.
Interestingly, we've got the game. Why is it still showing? Okay. All right. Okay.
Static body 2D, and this is another type of physics body. It's the one we use for things that don't need to move. That's why it's called static. So it's perfect for creating some ground. Let's hit create, and again, this is going to give us this warning here that it needs a shape. So let's add a collision shape. So I'm going to hit Control A, search for collision shape, and for the shape here, we're going to create a new world boundary shape. The world boundary is a type of collider that is perfect for stuff like world boundaries because it's going to extend infinitely on the horizontal axis here. So as you can see, it's currently pointing up. We could also point it to the
But what he is making is a platformer. What I'm trying to make is it's a top down. Top down. So let's see what it is actually doing. Let's go to the scripts. Yeah. All right. So extends character body to the speed, defining some constant speed and jump velocity. UI accept. Okay. If where does this come from? This. Okay. Let's find something else. For example, now top down games Godot. Yeah. Move on to here.
Hello and welcome to the most important, etc. But let's get started with episode 1. And before we get started, I just want to ask right, and we're in plain extract this icon which comes in the game into our art folder, which is our world. But we're not really going to do anything to the world, to be honest, in this episode. So we're going to go and create a brand new scene, and we're going to make a other node, and we're going to use a character body 2D. So in old GODOT, this used to be called a kinematic body 2D, but now it's called a character body 2D. It's basically the exact same thing. And we'll just rename this to our player. And yeah, so we need, obviously for our player, we're going to need a collision shape 2D. We're also going to
Mm-hmm.
need a animated sprite 2D. And for our animated sprite 2D, we're going to create our animations. And that's what we're going to do right now, right? So we can go up here to our animations. We can create new sprite frame. We click on this new sprite frame, and it will bring up this animation layer. So this is our sprite frame, our animation, and this is where we can create our animations, right? So we'll just name our first animation
I
icon.
already done
Go here to
this.
this grid, go to art, go to characters, go to player. Make sure you click them all in order. Like you used to go down here to art, characters, and then player PNG, and you go to import, and then you do it in here. So once it's at nearest, and we close it, you can see everything looks clear, and we have a clear animation, right? Idle animation would be what looks to be the one that we just did. Yeah, we just did that. So this is our hero, as you can see, our character's facing back, and this is our animation. But sidewalk is because you don't need an animation for right and left, because we'll just flip the character horizontally, right? But that's our sidewalk,
Yeah.
and then we also need our backwalk. And our backwalk is going to be the very next one right here, just like so. And then we're going to have all of the different attacks, right? So we'll have a new animation, and we'll name this R. This is super repetitive.
So for that specific player, he has a lot of that, and there are attacks as well, and
About to get into the code, and we're actually going to code and stuff here in just a second.
it says back idle for me. Let's go to here. Sprite. Uh-huh. Not that one. So here it says the back, the this side, and that will be another side. For some reason I think heavy attack and light attacks, something like that. No, I don't care. Okay, this is oh whoa. Shoot. So is there any way to, yeah, okay, there is. What's that? From here, let's go this one, this one, this one. It's extremes, and this would be attack. Attack. That should be right. Attack. Light attack. Attack. Light. That's a new one. Attack. Heavy. Right. Okay. Add the same one. This should be heavy. Uh-huh. It should be idle. Right. Yeah. Idle, right. Yeah. Go here and then interesting because there's no idle moving behind. There's attack. Okay. And there's no running animations as well. Attack. Light. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Attack, heavy, down. Attack, light, up. And finally we have, sorry. Attack, heavy, up. Cool. So if I go play, like this, so let's increase to 10. 10, 10, and 10, everything. So you see this? Okay. Okay. It's not exactly heavy or light attack, it's just it is as it is.
And then we have our back attack. And then we go here, we split it up. And this is our back player. GD came into a click this little button, animated sprite. We can move this down right here. And we need to create a player script. So we actually have a script for our player. And we just click this little button up here, which is going to let us create a new script, player.gd, save. And as you can see,
This is the basic one. Yeah. Which comes. It has gravity, it uh-huh.
you can see down here in our file system, our player.gd came into a normal, or it just came into the file system, and it's not in its script folder, so we can just move this into the script folder, and everything is like looking organized. And we also need to save the player scene, so we'll save the player scene into the scenes folder, and then that is all good. So we're just going to remove all this in our character body 2D, which is our player script, and we're going to kind of make some variables for ourselves, which is going to be like speed, and we'll set that to like 100 to start. We can play around with it, we can move the speed around here at the end of this video, so we can like see what works best. But we also need a so I was about to make a motion vector, but we no longer need motion vectors in GODOT, because in the old GODOT you needed motion vector, right? You needed to do var motion equals a vector 2.0, right? And then you call motion everywhere. But now in GODOT,
Doesn't make sense. It's a motion vector. Uh, So now it comes back to new sprite frames. Go like this. Coding the player. Okay, coding the player. Okay, coding the player. Note default. Click on the player, attach script button in the script setting. Leave the default settings alone. Just hit create. Not if you're scripting languages before continuing. Start by declaring the variable objects. You need half of the file move. Fix it. Mhm. Hmm. should contain ready and a process function. If you didn't select the default template shown above, create a function folder and like this, and the ready. The ready function is called when a node enters the scene tree, which is a good time to find the size of the game window. Get viewport, right? Okay. Now that we can use the process, okay, function what the player will do. The process every frame, so we will use it to update the frame. So it's like the ready in the process is more like the one that we use in Unity, I think, or in C sharp, which is called one function which sets up everything in the beginning, and another function which is actually called up in every frame. Uh, yeah. Hmm. I'm like familiar with this. To play the appropriate animation. Okay, first we need to check for input. Okay, so let's go to the game dev. We're starting to begin. Okay, now expansions, minimum viable product. Okay, okay. MVPs. So create room, one room dorm. That's playable. Okay. Time system, day passes, energy and money system. One room. Oh, so okay, so I did ask color-coded boxes for characters, icons for actions, free packs, grid tiles, letters. Okay.
In GODOT 4 is velocity, and you don't even have to create a variable. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. So let's start a process function. We'll pass for now, and then let's create a new function which is going to like control all the player movement, in our player. So player movement will also pass through delta here, and in here this is where all of our player stuff is going to be happening, right? So we're going to get our input for if we go right, left, up, down. So we'll say if input dot is action pressed, not just pressed, but is action pressed, and then is action UI right. So if we click the right button, then we're going to want our velocity. if I can type, we want our velocity dot x to equal our speed, and we want our velocity y.
So what's the velocity of what exactly? It's just a built-in function, right? Yeah.
Equal to 0, right? Because this is like a grid-based movement, so we can only move up, and then we can only move left, and we can only move right, and we can only move down. We can't move in two directions at the exact same time. But if you do want smooth movement, I just created a video not that long ago on that. I'll link it in the descriptions, and it's like super smooth for super smooth movement. But this is like more of a grid-based movement because it looks better for an RPG. So we can just do is input dot is action press, and actually I'm going to go right here, and we can just copy this right velocity 0 because that means we are stopped and we're at a we're not actually using delta yet, but we will use delta here in a little bit. So now that we have this, we can play the player scene, and we can see that we do have movement. We can move down, left, up, right.
Mm. Okay. Let's just copy this part. Uh-huh. Okay. So let's go to scripts. There's this jump velocity. I don't think I need this. Uh, physics process. Player movement. Okay. Funk player. That's my question. Delta. What exactly I'm typing? I'm not exactly sure what I am typing at the moment. So there's a bunch of if statements and it's like, is there any explanation?
Stop and we're at a standstill. But at the very bottom of the function, we need to do if, or we need to do move and slide, and then just call that function. It's a built-in GODOT function. And in this function up here, we need to call into our physics process, right? The function that we just created. So we'll do player movement, and then we'll pass through delta. We're not actually using delta yet, but we will use delta here in a little bit. So now that we have this, we can play the player scene, and we can
Player movement delta. Right, yeah. Okay, if there has been some okay input dot, oh my god, is action pressed UI UI app, right? Then I need something, and there's the velocity, and then there's the speed and everything. Okay, left side and do. Okay, if that is the case, and that should be velocity dot x speed in the x direction. Yeah, let's also keep it like this, and velocity dot y equals c else if lf like Python. LF input, it's just, yeah, is right about just copying this part. Just copying this part. Else velocity x equals 0, velocity dot y equals 0, and everything is right. So put left. Let's keep it up. UI down. Okay, so the X speed should be negative. This should be 0 and the Y should be speed. And this should be 0 and Y should be negative speed. Okay. It's saved, but for some reason this is just so let's go back here. This is the camera. It's the game. Okay, let's run this game. Right. Okay. Expected colon after if, right. That was the that should be face. Oops. That's great. Great. Okay, we are moving. Of course. So I'm pressing up, but it's going down. So that's because yeah. This should be here and here. It should be minus saving. Knight is moving, so I know how to move. That's good. That's good. So that was our pretty small tutorial on how to actually move, where I've learned. So yeah, that's it for today. Next I will have to, according to my plan, let's go through the plan now. So I need some assets, the free assets to actually like get it working. And what I should be doing is what I should be doing is from here. This is the first phase. I need to design one room, just a very basic room, and get some collisions. There should be a door. Right. Yeah, let's try to like, make a very basic one room dorm. There should be a door, and let's make also a lecture slide. Let's write it down. So scheme to do for dorm one room lecture hall. Okay, yeah, that's it for today. I'll see you guys in